I want you to listen to the voice in your head right now. The voice that speaks up when things go wrong. When you look at your bank account and it's empty, what does that voice say? The economy is shit. Or my boss doesn't pay me enough. When you look at your marriage falling apart, what does that voice say? She's crazy. She's hormonal. She isn't the same woman I married. This voice has a name, and it's not logic, and it's not reason. It's the victim virus. And if your life is currently in a state of system failure, if you're broke, out of shape, or lonely, I guarantee that you are infected with it. Now, today, we are going to talk about the only cure. We're going to take the concept of extreme ownership, or what I call radical self-accountability, out of the Navy SEALs textbook and put it right into your living room. Because the moment you blame anyone else for your problems, you have handed them the keys to your life. It is now time to take the keys back. Let's look at the physics of blame. When you say, my wife is making me miserable, look at the literal sentence structure. She is the active force and you are the passive object. She is the hammer. You are the nail. If she is the cause of your misery, the actual cause of your misery, then she's the only one who can actually fix it. You then have to wait for her to change, which makes you a passenger in your own car. And ironically, this is why blame is seductive, because it acts as an anesthetic. It numbs the pain of failure. But radical self-accountability is the opposite. It requires you to look in the mirror and say, I am here because of me. My marriage is failing because I failed to lead it. My team is failing because I failed to clarify the mission. So why the hell exactly would you want to admit that? Because if you are the problem, then you are also the solution. Radical self-accountability gives you the hammer back. Let's run through a scenario. And this is probably the number one thing I hear on strategy calls. You come home. Your wife is cold as ice. She's snapping at you. Maybe you forgot to take out the trash. That was the biggest one with my partners. Maybe you were late, or she starts yelling because she calls you lazy. The victim response is that your ego will flare up. And you say, I worked all day for this fucking family. You're being irrational. You're crazy. And you fight back. Or, like I talked about last week, you retreat to the basement in your man cave. And the result, war, resentment, distance. Jocko Willink says there are no bad teams, only bad leaders. So let's translate that to this. There are no bad families, only bad husbands. And yes, fellas, I'm putting this on us. If your wife is crazy, it's because she feels unsafe. If she's chaotic, it's because you haven't provided structure. So here's the accountability response. Next time she yells, you don't yell back. Kill your ego. You look her in the eye and say this. Hey, stop. You're frustrated, and you have every right to be. I told you I would handle that task, and I didn't. That's on me. I have been distracted lately. I haven't been leading this family the way I should. And I've let our standards slip. Because I've been slacking, you've had to pick up the weight. I'm sorry. Here's the plan. I'm going to fix this right now. And on Sunday, we are going to sit down and fix the schedule so I don't drop the ball again. Now, what happens when you say that? The fight ends immediately. How can she fight you? You just took all the ammo out of her gun, metaphorically speaking. By taking the accountability, you shift the dynamic from me versus you to us versus the problem. But you have to be strong enough to swallow your pride to do it. And this applies to everything. I want you to imagine a circle around your feet. I call this total radius ownership. Everything inside that circle is yours. Your belly is a printout of your discipline. Your bank account is a printout of your work ethic. Your relationships are a printout of your ability to serve. It's tempting to look outside the circle. My dad was an alcoholic, or the economy crashed in 2008. 2008. My ex-wife was a narcissist. I don't really care because I personally gone through a lifetime of unfair bullshit and I'm only 31. And what I'm not saying is that you weren't victimized. I'm saying you can't stay a victim. If you were abused, that isn't your fault. But healing is your responsibility. If you're broke, that might be the market, but fixing it is also your responsibility. So stop shouting at the weather and fix the fucking roof. So here's your protocol for this week. I want you to do an after action report, an AAR, on your life. Take a piece of paper and I want you to write 3 columns. This is probably going to be backwards because of the camera. Column 1 is the problem. What is broken? Column 2 is the excuse. Who have I been blaming? And column 3, apologies for the shit handwriting, by the way, the ownership. How did I contribute to this, and what is the plan? Stop looking for a villain in your story. Look in the mirror, because the villain is you, but the hero is you too. And I know self-accountability is heavy. If you look at your list and realize you own the problems, but you don't have the tools to fix them, then reach out to me directly. I'm opening spots for the resurrection strategy call. We will look at your AAR, we will find the failure points, and we will build the protocols to fix them. Click the link in the description. Apply today. Stop blaming. Start building. I am Acusio Bivona, and I'll see you in the work.